Hi, I'm Chris with Everyman Overland. Just want to say thank you for stopping by, and yes, it's true. I have placed a deposit on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter. I will say that buying a new vehicle, a brand new vehicle, wasn't something that I particularly had in mind, especially a Tacoma. I drive Janky, my FJ Cruiser, because I don't fit in a Tacoma. I don't fit real good in a 4Runner. I happen to really like 4Runners. I like Tacomas, but I'm kind of a little bit more of an SUV guy than I am a pickup guy. And believe it or not, and if you haven't sat in both, it's really hard to explain why, but there's a bunch more room in my FJ Cruiser than there is in Tacoma or in a 4Runner. So I've been very happy with Janky, and I love it to death. But man, when I've seen all the pictures, just like all you guys have seen and all the videos and everybody at the car shows, there's a, take a look at this new Tacoma. That new Trailhunter package is awesome. The iForce Max engine with it's like, I don't know, 326 horsepower, but 465 pound-feet of torque, 9.5-inch ring gear on the axles. I know at least the rear axle has a 9.5. I'm not 100% sure on what the front end has, but I'm sure it'll be beefed up over what the current Tacoma and especially what I got out there in Janky. I just got an 8-inch out there in Janky. So we don't have official pricing or release dates or anything like that, but I went down to my local Toyota dealer and said, listen, I need to be on the list. I gave him a stack of money and said, hey, let's get me on the list so whenever the pricing comes out, I'm first in line. So unfortunately, I don't have an order sheet. I've got a piece of paper over there that says, hey, you gave us this much money. When the pricing comes out and we get an order sheet, my plan is to order in the hero color, right? I like that bronze metallic that is coming out in. I will also do the 6-foot bed, which means the truck is gonna be maybe as long as my house, right? It's gonna be extremely long. I think the wheelbase on those is actually like 6 or 7 inches longer than that of a Jeep Gladiator. I'd have to check to do the math, but I want to say it's like 145. It's like a 12-foot long wheelbase. Is that right? It can't be right. 112 inch. It's long. Whatever it is, it's long. So the wheelbase is super long, but I want that 6-foot bed so that I can get the larger. Like we just purchased ourselves an iCamper Skycamp 3.0 hard shell tent that I want to be able to get on a bed rack, but get it down below the level of where the roof line is. So we're going to want to mount it on a mid-height bed rack to try and avoid some of the altitude. We've been to a few places, and there's a lot of places out here on the East Coast where when you're on the trail, there's trees that have fallen down and you have to drive underneath a tree. And there's been a lot of spots where we only made it by an inch or two. So I'm worried about how tall everything is, and I want to be able to bring it down. So I'm going to go with the 6-foot bed, which makes things a little bit long. And that'll be new for us because I'm used to driving Janky, and it's this long. Don't ever do this to a guy. So Toyota has released a bunch of pictures, and they've told us that we are going to get a large accessory catalog. There's supposedly going to be like 150 different parts and pieces, bumpers, hopefully some type of lift kit. So that Old Man Emu suspension that comes on the new Trailhunter is supposed to be fantastic. And I don't necessarily just want to rip it off and throw it away, right? I just paid a whole bunch of money for it. So I'm hoping that in this accessory package, you can buy yourself some different springs or something like that to reutilize what's there, get like a 2-inch lift, kind of like a lot of people are doing now on the Tacomas, the FJs, the 4Runner, everything, where you're not having to relocate suspension arms. You just kind of give the truck a little bit more height. It comes with 33s. I'm fairly sure rock dead stock, if you're willing to do a little bit of cutting, you can put 35s on it. Maybe they rub a little bit here and there, but I'll bet you stock 35s will bolt on. With a couple inches of lift, I'm hoping maybe a couple inches of lift and a whole lot of death wheel, I would like to get 37s on that truck. I think at the time it gets 37s, it also needs to be re-geared, so I'm assuming that the move to 37s won't be immediate. In fact, I will probably either run 33s or maybe immediately I'll put 35s on it, but without a whole lot of suspension lift or anything like that, just to kind of see how the thing wheels, take it out on the trails, take it to places that we've been with Janky and kind of compare, this is how this one did and this is how this did, to get you guys lots of content and just because I want to see how it does. So like I say, as soon as we get pricing and we get an order sheet and whatever, and then we get the whole catalog of things, let's get a winch bumper, let's do all this and that, let's see what's available from Toyota, get it all in there from the factory. I'm really excited about this. This looks to be a really neat program. Should be a fantastic truck, and I just can't wait. From what I understand, the best guess is we probably won't be able to take delivery until, April or May, something like that, of next year is what we're guessing. We'll just have to see. And that leads me to something that I actually kind of signed up a few months ago, but haven't really done anything with and haven't pushed it. We now have a Patreon account. So if you go to Patreon and you look us up, Everyman Overland on Patreon, you can sign up there and really help support the channel and all of these new projects that we're going on. We're really trying to revitalize and get back into things. We've been a little bit dormant for the last year or so. Life's just kind of been tough over the last year, but we've moved. Now we're down into a new house. I'm right in the middle of building a new shop out back. Everything's going to be awesome. We're really kind of taking off in a new direction, and we want to hear from you. We want to hear, hey, what do you want to see? How do you want us to do things? And this Patreon is part of that, so that you, our viewers and subscribers, can kind of sign up and say, hey, this is kind of what we want you to do. We'll be setting up group rides and group meets all over the Southeast around here, and eventually that will grow into, hopefully, a nationwide thing. I mean, I don't know how much time we're going to spend, like, in Seattle. That's really far away. But we already have a trip to Moab planned. This month, I'm going to go run the Cat, which is up in Kentucky. Over Veterans Day, we're supposed to be out at Windrock. We've already got plans, things set up for February. We've got things set up for March. We've got a lot lined up. We're going to be bringing you guys a whole bunch of new material and a lot of new projects. We're going to be doing a few different things on Janky. And then, of course, when this new Tacoma shows up, that'll be awesome. So that's about that. I wish I had more information for you on this new Tacoma. I wish I would have had a point to, sit in one. I can't wait for this thing to show up. I can't wait to get going on this. And I would love to hear from you guys. What would you like to see us do with this new Tacoma? Do you want us to leave it stock and, just, hey, let's see where we can go, the different things we can do, what's all stock? Do we want to see it with 37s on it? Do you want, it's got to have 40s and solid axle swap? We don't have that kind of money, I'm telling you right now. But I would love to hear from you as well when Toyota releases this new product catalog with all the different things. Like, what do you guys want to see on it? I already plan on... It comes with that little, whatever, Chevy Avalanche looking thing on the back. They call it a sport rack. I plan on ditching that and actually doing a full-length bed rack that's about a mid-height bed rack. I'm positive that's going to be one of the accessories in the catalog. I would assume, because it actually comes with a steel ARB rear bumper, I'll bet you we're going to be able to get an ARB front winch bumper. I plan to do that. I will likely do a small rack on the top to kind of maybe hold some things. I don't think that I'm going to do cases on the roof, just because, again, that just starts adding height to the whole package, and I'm trying to avoid that. But again, I would love to hear from you guys. What do you want to see on the truck? What should we do about what kind of wheels should we put on the truck? What, this and that. I really want to be able to push the interaction with all of you guys out there. I really want to hear from you guys more. I want to be able to interact with our fans and people we run into on the trails, and really be able to take this channel in a direction that everybody wants to see it go. So there you go. I don't know that I have a whole lot more than that to offer to you right now today. Thank you for watching. Try and keep this kind of quick. I'm sure half of you have fallen asleep by now. So if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, so that as all of these updates come and we're doing different things, hey, we got the pricing and this is what we're doing, and here we're ordering colors and here's the order sheet, you guys can all see that, kind of take part in that, see how all that works out, and give your suggestions, recommendations, and see if we can all put this thing together. So just look us up, Everyman Overland on Patreon. I'll drop a link below. I'd love to see you there. Love to hear from you in the comments, and can't wait to see you out on the trail. Thanks so much for watching.